So this is our model. We're going to continue from here, but this time is going to be putting material, applying material on these. So to apply material onto a modeled character or object is through the hypershade. You can do that. There's an icon up here. It's called hypershade. When you click on it, it opens up this big tab here, and from this tab you notice that it's actually segmented. It's actually broken into different segments. You have the menu, you have different icon that serves as quick shortcut for some things. You have here, we have materials, slots, and there are also different tabs here where you can check different shaders or textures, utilities, rendering, and the rest. At the bottom here we have a create panel. This is where you create the materials that you're going to be using. I am going to be using V-Ray. I have a slot for V-Ray. If you're using anode, there's also a slot here for anode. It also comes with Maya shading materials. So this is V-Ray. As you can see, I have V-Ray here, and this is the area where whatever material you create is going to be make visible for you, and you decide how you want to connect them or how you want to pick their color and much more. You get at the top here, there are different buttons for actually expanding or collapsing whatever material that you pick, and the trees of different shading options too are all going to be open here. So, and on the right side here we have a material viewer. You have the property editor here where you can do your settings to whatever material that you have in here. So basically this is what the hyper shader looks like. So now what I'm going to do is to apply a material like the way we used to do it in 3x Max. The most used here is the V-Ray matte. When I click on this now, it opens it up right here. So this is what it looks like, and as you can see, it's connected to V-Ray material itself. So basically any one of these that you click on, you're going to be seeing your settings here. So to some extent this should be kind of friendly or familiar to you, because in 3ds Max we have the diffuse material which serves as the main color. We have the opacity of the map, that's how visible you want this to be. Self-illumination is also there, the reflection, the coat, the refraction, and a whole lot of other material options are all here. You get. So now you can create as many as you want. You can move them around, and really you click right here and it opens up here. You also be having its slot right here in the material section here. So this can be given name. It can be renamed rather by just coming right here and highlighting this. Is understood? So I'm just going to jump straight into the business. I should have been probably explain some other things, but as we work you're going to get full understanding of what it is. So now to give or to start applying material to this, let me collapse this so that we can have this on the side, and for these I'm going to be shrinking it. You can actually dock these anyway. As you can see, as I'm moving it around, you can see that it's actually trying to let me know that this can be docked, but I don't want that. I enjoy having it floating. If I had another screen, I could have just moved it directly to that, but I don't want that to happen. I'm going to be managing the space in which I have here, and at the same time I want to see my reference so as to also see my so as to know what color I need for my character. So this part now, this part of this particular mesh now that I've selected, I am going to be applying this material onto it. You can roll this to zoom in and out. You can clear this space by you can bring in an input already that you have created. You can, like any slot, that any V-Ray material slot that you've created, because as I said earlier, you can create as many as you want. You have them listed out here. You might have this place cleaned. If I click on these now, or if I click on this one is to clear the graph. It's going to clear the graph, but that doesn't mean the material is gone or the material has been deleted. I still have it right here. I can simply select it here and click on this one in order to drop it. So we have this. I can click right on these, it spreads everything out. And if I double click on if I click on these, sometimes when you double click it opens up. I forgot that it has been open already. So if I double click now or sorry, if you click on this icon, I said double click, if you click on this icon, it's going to expand it. If I click back, it's going to shrink it down to what it thinks it's enough for you to do the job. You get, if you click on it, it collapses everything entirely. If I click again, it expands to some extent. If I click again, it expands everything. And if I click again, it collapses or it limits it to what you think it's enough. You can also use this right here to do all of those that I've just done altogether. You can also use this to right here to actually search for something around or in the material. So that's a quick way of actually moving around here. You can also roll your middle wheel. You can roll your middle wheel to zoom in and out. I'm holding down the Alt key together with the middle wheel in order to pan around here. Roll your middle wheel to zoom in. Roll your middle wheel backward to zoom out. Hold down the the Alt key to pan around there. It's more like a 2D viewport. You get, in 2D viewports, there are two ways of actually navigating around there. You can either zoom in or you can pan around. You get, there's nothing like rotation. You cannot rotate here. So now, and if there is, I don't know, I've not stumbled on that before. So that's the thing. So now what I'm going to do is I've selected the hair part, because this is going to be the hair. I am going to click right here so I can change this name to hair mat or something. I can call it hair mat, or just limit it to just hair. Okay, in this case I'm just going to be calling it hair mat. So I'll click on the diffuse here. I'm going to pick my color picker so I can sample this hair. Now that I've done that, the hair has been sampled and the color has been stored right here. I can apply this by ensuring that I select the mesh in which I want the character, the material to go to. Then I'm going to right click and hold onto this material. Then I'm going to say assign material to viewport selection. You can also do the same thing from here. Shift right click and hold and apply it. That has been applied, and as you can see, we have the effect immediately. We have the results immediately. Easy taking. We can adjust, or we can set its diffuse and some other things, but what I think is important here now is to set it diffuse. So what I'm going to do is I'll jump straight to the reflection tab here. Then I can drag this towards the right, because when this is set to black, it simply means that it's not going to have any reflection, but when it's set to white, it's going to have 100% reflectivity. But I'm just going to apply certain amount, and I am also going to adjust the reflection glossiness, how much, or a way of actually controlling its glossiness. So you need to see the result immediately. Even without light, the default light is enough to tell us what it's going to look like. So it usually sets to 1 as the 100% glossiness. So if I drag this down, it reduces the amount of glossiness, and when it's set to 0, there will be no glossiness. So what I just need to do is to reduce this, leaving it at 77.7 rather, or 0.8. It depends on the result in which you are trying to achieve, because everything do not reflect the same way in real life. You get, the way plastic reflects is different from how glass reflects, and it goes on and on like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at probably 7, because it's just the air, and this is not a natural air. So I'm just going to leave this to be 0.7. Then I'm going to select the character, and I'm going to probably move this to corner. Then I'm going to click in order to bring in another material. We'll drag this up. I'm selecting the two together. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on this one. I'm going to change this to let's call it skin. Okay, you can add the name, it's up to you. So I'm going to click on the diffuse. I'll do the same thing I did earlier. I'll grab this, and I'm going to sample a color from here. Then I am going to adjust its reflection probably later. So what I'm going to do is I will hold my right button, and I'm just going to assign this. Sorry, I got an error, simply meaning that I don't have the mesh selected. So I'm going to click on the mesh now, right click and hold, and I have that. Naturally, I don't usually use how do I put it? I don't usually use too much first skin. I enjoy using my own or our own kind of skin color. So what I'm going to do is I'll click here. I'm going to try and see if I can get something like chocolate or thereabout. I'm going to slide these towards this area. Let's go with this chocolate color. So I might choose to make it a bit darker. Depends on what you're trying to achieve. I can go online and get reference for what the chocolate skin color looks like. You can go and copy some values and bring them here. So I'm just going to do things the way I feel, or in my own way. So this is what I have. And for the hair, I think I should make the hair black. So I'm just going to select that, and I'm going to throw black on that. I just hope you're following up. So now that we have this, I'm going to leave it the way it is right now. We might get back to it later. I'm going to leave it like that. So I'll select this, and I'll also create a material for it. We're creating a material quickly. Just click on these, and I'm going to be sampling this one right here. I can choose to make this one red. Let's just go with something red or so. Let's go with something red, and let's make it a bit reflective. Okay, then I'll call this one color. Okay, call this color, and we're going to be assigning it. Make sure the object is selected. Make sure the object is selected. Super click and hold. And this is what we have. This should not be too reflective because it's a clothes. So I'm going to be selecting it. I'm going to drag this way down to like 2.5 or so. So this is what it looks like. We might change the color. We can change things as we go on. I can decide to clear this now if I'm tired of what I'm seeing, or if I feel that this is looking too packed, and decide to just clear them. So I'll just click on that, move this around. We are going to call these clothes and clothes mats. Let's change that. Let's make it properly. Call it mats. Okay, I've selected it, and I am going to be grabbing this. Click right here. Click right here. Sample this. Let's go with this then. I think we set 0.5 for the other one, so let's go with 0.5 here, and make sure that the cloth is selected, and let's assign this to it. Except that I'm not enjoying what the color seems to be really contrasting way much. So what I'm going to do is let's go back there and see what we can change this to. Probably let's go with what's here. Okay, for now, let's see. We might change things later. So this is where an issue is. There's an issue here because the hand is actually joined to the clothes. It's joined to the clothes. I'm going to come back and, or probably let me just deal with that quickly. So a way of actually changing that is very simple. It's by actually going to the component level to select that. I have my symmetry turned on, so I'm going to right click and hold to jump straight to my component level, and I'm going to be double clicking on this hand. Then after double clicking on that, I am going to be assigning its own material to it. But firstly, let me create its own material. So what I'm going to do is I'll move this up. I'll create its material. I hope it stays selected. I want to believe it is still selected. If it is not selected, there's no issue. You can still reselect that. So this is going to be for the hand. I'm going to call these and mats. I'm ending them with mats so that be able to so I don't think I need to even create this material. I don't think I need to create material. I already have material created for the skin, for the face. So I'm going to be using that, which is what I have here. So what I just need to do is to go to the component level of this, double click on these parts of the clothes, because the hand is part of the clothes right now. Then I'm going to jump straight into my upper shader. I'm going to look for that material slot. I will right click and hold on it. I'm right clicking and holding on it. And when this menu pops up, I'm going to be assigning material selection. So this is what we have now. You see that everything is now looking good together with what the face color is. So for the trousers, I'm going to select these, and then I'll call it what the name is, trouser smart. Okay, so just change these ends material that I created. So I just change that back to what we need to change it to right now. So now what the name should be. So what I'm going to do next is you can select it and probably apply the material immediately before even editing it. You know, you start editing it, or after it's been edited is when you apply it. No, it's not a must. So now I can click right here, grab my eyedropper tool, and we'll sample this part. Then we just applied that to it. So we can adjust its reflectiveness to 0.5, or reflection rather to 0.5. Then we are jumping straight to the shoe. Then we're going to get to the inner part of the mouth, because right now if I were to isolate these and go inside it, let me frame it quickly. Let's go inside it, or let's check from the neck area. You see that the inner part of the mouth is also colored. It also has the same color as the face, which might not be what we want, because the inner part of the mouth is kind of different. So Control 1 to reveal things back. Let's get to the shoes now. I am going to frame these, and what I'm going to do is I think I have the reference here. So for the shoelaces, we're going to take our time to select the shoelaces, and let's create material for that as well. Shift right click and hold. Sorry, I need to create material first. I'll click right here, and then we'll move this up. You can frame it using the letter F key on keyboard as well. I'm going to click here. I'll call this canvas lace. Canvas lace. And we're going to be using for now, probably I'm trying to stick to what we have except for the skin color, because we are Africans, and we're proud of what we have, proud of our skin. So I'm trying to be, we are all human, we are all who we are. I like the skin too, I like this texture too, but let's make it African, let's make it look African. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll click right here. I'm going to sample this. Then I am going to turn this down. Let's make this to be around like probably 6 or 6.5 or thereabout. Then I'm going to try this. You also need to change the color of the reflection. It's important because it works. This is a way of actually controlling the level of reflectivity. But how strong you want the reflection to be is being determined by, or whether the reflection is going to be visible or not is being determined by the reflection color. So when it is white, it has a very strong reflection. When it is low, that means you've controlled it to whatever taste you have. So I'm going to select this, and I'm also going to add this to the selection. We'll right click on that and hold, then I'll assign that. But the thing is that the color has been assigned to both the lace and I can also tell that the what's it called, what do you call it, the sole of the, what's it called, the sole of the bottom of the shoe is also a bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a way of actually selecting this. I'm going to look for a way of selecting this. Click right here, click, just trying to get the whole of this selected. Okay, we have this. Then I'm just going to glue the selection. Glue this selection by holding down the shift key down and using the greater than key to glue the selection of that. Okay, let me move in. Zoom close. We'll keep increasing that. Right, so I am going to be creating a material for that. Let me show you quick way of creating, another way of actually creating a material, one of the fastest way or one of the quickest way I use is after selecting the area in which I want to apply a material to, I can right click and hold. Then I'm going to scroll down to where we have, from the menu that pops up, I'm going to scroll down to where we have assign material. When I let go, it's going to open up the assign material library. Then I can jump into the render engine which I want to use, which is V-Ray, and I'm going to assign material, V-Ray material. You see it has applied, and it opens up my attribute editor. So in my attribute editor, I have the shoes, the material that was firstly assigned to that shoe is there, and I have a new material that I've just created. I've not given name to. I'm going to call this one what do you call this one now? They call it soul. I don't know whether it's spelled the same way as the spelling of the human soul. Right. I'm going to change this. Let me see what's it going to look like. See that? So I enjoy using this way of applying material because it gives me room to see what I have here. But don't get me wrong, hypergraph is also the best. You are also going to be needing hypergraph situation where you want to use gradients or connect or you want to use it to see how your connection goes, particularly for those that have done their that usually go to Substance Painter to create material. So you will definitely need it when you are doing connection, when you are connecting all those materials together. Back to this now. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on these from the attribute editor. I'm just going to click here. When it shows up, I'll grab this and I'm going to let me see, let me select this. You can even make it white. It's not a must to make it the same. I can decide to make this white. Do you get? Then I'm going to right click and hold. I'll go back to the face. I'm now going to be selecting this one after the other. I'm going to be selecting all of these one after the other. The laces, I'm going to be selecting them one after the other. Then I'll right click and hold again. I'm going to now apply a new material if I need to, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to be using the same one that I've used for the sole of the shoe. So to do that, or to get that material, while still holding down the right button, I'm going to put my mouse down and I'll still go down. Then it here where we have assign existing material, where you're going to be seeing all the materials that have been created. You see why it's always good to name your material. These are the Maya materials. This has nothing to do with the video materials that we've created here. You see why it's always good to name your materials. Look at that, look at that. So I can easily trace the one in which, or get to the one in which I need right now. I still have my left button, right button hold down. I still have my right button held down. So now I'm going to be holding my mouse on sole material. When I let go, it applies that. You see that? I think I can even change this as well. Right click and hold. I'll jump straight to assign existing material, and I'm going to say assign this. So if you want to go with this, is up to you. If you think you would like it, I think I'm going to like this. Or probably they just go, it's your choice, it's a matter of choice. So I can go to sole, and whenever you select the objects that you've applied this material to, if you select it and you jump straight to attribute editor panel, you're going to be seeing all the materials that have been applied. You have just these two that have been applied. So for this one here that is white, I'm going to click here. I can decide to sample this if I were to go with the color in which is here. So when I do that, this is what we have. This is what we have. I think I'm going to do the same thing to this, or probably you can just delete these and then mirror things over. I don't know whether you understand. I can do the Control D for this. Just duplicated that now. Just duplicated that. Sorry, I don't know. Sometimes my app behaves funny. You see that? Sometimes it behaves this way, and what do I think I usually do in this kind of situation is, firstly, let me save this. Then it's owning something. I think there is probably a button that is held down or so. So it might be probably the control key or something. So when this happens, sometimes what I do is I'm just going to create a new scene. We'll create a new scene. Then you can do a quick text by creating a polygon, then trying it on polygon, and I'll just try to move this. See, it's moving. And I'm going to jump back right here. I'm going to jump back here. Let's save these. Let's save that. So right now we have a duplicate that has been created. Okay, we have a duplicate that has been created. Okay, is this one. So what I'm going to do is I'll do Control G. Then I am now going to mirror the group -1. You see that? Then I'm going to try and see if I can grab that one that's okay. I think I have it now. No, not this one. I think it's this, not this. I'm looking for, let me see where the shoe is. Then I'm looking for the right shoe. Let me hide this one that is in the group that is newly created. Control H. And I'm going to grab these, delete, Control Shift H to delete the one in the group, so I can do Shift P to ungroup it, and I can call this one. I'll remove the name, then I'll call this one the right one. Then the group can be let go or probably just delete. Let's delete our history. We're going to be deleting the history by going to the edit menu, tab, delete history. That doesn't go away. We can also use optimizing to reduce what we have there. So basically this is, I think we are getting there. And there's something again, I just remember that the nail will not be like this. Definitely the nail is not going to be like this. So let's work on that quickly. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'll jump to the component level. Thank God I have my symmetry history turned on. I'm going to remove this, and then double click. I'm going to double click, select this, double click, grab this, double click. I'm going to frame this, select, double click, grab this. It's F, click F. So I'm going to right click and hold or apply or assign material. I'm going to apply the V-Ray, and I'm going to be calling this, just select it. We'll call it nails. This should be in cap, so okay to that. Then I might pick from the, what's it called, from the skin. I'm going to use something that is really close to the skin, except that might be it's lighter. It could be very reflective. Then make this to be like 7. Let's make it to be 7, but that's the more you get. It's now wearing the pants, but this I don't know if this is good, or probably we should make this a bit lighter. Let's make it a bit lighter. Let's exit and see what it looks like. You can do Control S to save that. So now let's go to the brow. The brow should take the same color as the I think we can merge this together. Right click and hold, and we're going to combine those together. We can delete their history, because right now we call this call it just brow. We're going to remove the right, and as you can see they have their container right there. I'm going to optimize to be texture and probably delete their history, right, to get rid of those. So I'm going to select those, then right click and hold. They've now become one, so I've selected it, and I'm going to apply hair mats. So we have the hair mats right there. You can choose to make this brown, but I think black seems good. Okay, then next thing is going to be let's deal with the eyes. So I'm going to deal with the eyes. Then I think we have two of the eyes control. One of them is going to be the glass, the other is going to be, let me see what we have here. Okay, they are together. So what I'm going to do is I'll right click and hold. So I'm going to go down here, I'll just double click on that, and I am going to now apply a material to the eye. Apply material, and I'm going to be calling these I'll call it glass. I get call this eyeglass. Call it LT. Then I'm going to make this black right here. Then reflection should be a little bit up. So it should be shiny to some extent. Somewhere around, let's go with probably 6 or 5. Let's make it 6. It's too shiny, let's go with 5. We'll still drop it down if I think it's too shiny. So while selecting that, selecting these, I'm going to restart. Then I'll scroll down to refraction. This is what makes things transparent. So I'm going to slide these to some extent. I'm going to slide it up if I want it to be transparent so I can see through. So we are now seeing what is inside. We're seeing what is inside. We're saying that we're seeing what is inside. So the same thing that we have here. We're seeing exactly what's inside. So for sorry, I mean to say that we are now going to apply the same thing to this. I'll right click, I'll go to the component level, double click on these, right click and hold. I'm just going to apply the existing material. I don't think I should have I'm going to call these I don't think I should give the material. It should just be eyeglass, because we are not dealing with lefts right here. So now I'm going to be going inside, so I can select the material inside, which is this one here. See, there are two objects rather. I went in to select the object inside. Okay, now that it is selected, it's also going to be taking its own material. So we'll apply this material. Yeah, this one is going to be let's call it in an eye or something. So now that it has been given, this one needs to be a white color. It has to be in white. Okay, it has to be a bit reflecting also. And I'm going to turn down this reflection to be almost the same as what we have on the glass. So I think we're almost done with we can make. So now I'm not going to go inside, shift right click, double click on it, it is selected. I'm going to isolate it, control 1, control 1. Now it is isolated. So now this part here, we'll select this one after the other. You can also use your polygon lasso tool to quickly do that selection. So I'm going to grow this selection. Shift greater than. Okay. Then I'm going to shift right click and hold to apply to material as well. We'll call these I. Inner color is what I've called it. So I'm going to make these to be kind of black. Let's go with black for now. Should be yeah, should be reflecting. We'll use this. So drop it down to like, I'll make it a bit shiny because of light. Let's go with 7. We can probably drop something like what's it called? Another spear inside. This is by choice. by choice. I can make it a bit brownish. So let's get back to it again. So I'm going to make it, well, picking color from here. Get, but it's going to be a bit kind of dark brown, dark chocolate brown. See that? We can do better. We can add a gradient to this. There's a way I apply. There's a way you can apply gradients to that. So what I'm going to do is I'll select this. I'm going to isolate. And quickly do the same thing to this other one right here. Double click to isolate it, and I'm going to apply the first inner color. No, sorry. Eye inner should be white. Then I'm going to take my time to select all of these. Let's go to selection. Shift right click and hold. I am going to say eye inner. So now I think this is almost done. So except that we need a another sphere, small sphere inside. We need another small sphere inside. So this guy is what we have. We can use a gradient. Like I've said, we can use a gradient to actually achieve this. The coloring of the eye. But we're going to be leaving for, we're going to be leaving like this for now. So before I forget, the inner part of the mouth should be dealt with. If I forget, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to shift right click and hold, select this, double click. I'm going to grow the selection. Sorry, Control Z. I'm going to grow this selection to all the way to close to the lip of the, sorry, around here. Probably. Okay, let's leave it here. So I'm going to shift right click and hold and apply a material. I'm going to call these in a mouse. The color of the mouse, it's usually somewhere around here. Yeah, it's usually somewhere around there. Except that, make it yeah, something around there. We can make it also reflective by a 0.5. Let's see. Oh, I think I missed something out there. Let me spot out. Shift right click and hold. Call it inner mount. Another thing again is we can play around with the lip of this. Play around with its lip. Can double click and yeah, somewhere around there. Let me go in and see whether that's where it meets. Shift right click and hold. I am now going to, for the lip, it's almost going to be the same except that it might be close to the, what's it called? Yeah, something around there. Okay, right. So it remains the organ. What about the organs? The inner organs. The inner organs. The upper and the lower teeth and the tongue. Let's isolate them. The tongue should be taking almost the same color as the we'll call this tongue. Underscore mat. Okay, so we are going to be going with this one, except that we can make it a bit kind of okay, this. Okay, so that's the thing, that's the tongue. We'll be grabbing this this one should be sharing the same same material with the tongue or so. Let's apply their own. Let's apply their own material rather. Click right here and make this upper gum. Sorry, space. Upper and lower gum. Or should I just say gum? There's no point in saying upper and lower. Let's go with gums. And let's call it teeth gums. Teeth gums max. Okay, we're going to be picking almost the same, except that this time it's might be a bit darker. Okay, and for this should also be reflecting. This will be 45. Yeah, but for this one here, let's make it also reflective with 0.6 because it's 0.65 or so. Now what about the teeth? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's also do this. Shift right click and hold material. I'll call it teeth. Then of course should be white, and then it should be probably 7 or thereabout. So we have this nuclear set, and then it seems to be good, except that the material I created that didn't apply. I'll call this one loop matte, and it should also be reflecting here, there. So basically this is what it looks like. This is what we have. So thank you for today.